Imagine it's the dead of winter. The temperature outside is plummeting, the power goes out, and your home is quickly turning into a freezer. You reach for your phone, but the signal is gone. No heat, no electricity, no communication. In that moment, you realize you're not prepared. These kinds of emergencies are becoming more common every year, whether it's extreme winter storms, blackouts, or even supply shortages. If you're not ready, you and your family could be left in the cold, literally. In this video, I'll take you through the 10 essential items you must have on hand to survive a winter emergency. This isn't just about comfort, it's about keeping your home safe and ensuring your family's well-being. Let's dive in before it's too late. Stockpiling food and water for winter emergencies often strike without warning, and when they do, you can't rely on making a quick trip to the grocery store. Snowstorms, icy roads, or power outages can shut everything down, leaving you with what you already have at home. That's why stockpiling food and water is one of the most important steps you can take before cold weather sets in. Start with non-perishable foods that are easy to store and can be prepared without electricity. Canned vegetables, beans, soups, and meats like tuna or chicken are ideal. These items last a long time and provide essential nutrients, and most can be eaten without heating if the power goes out. Don't forget about easy-to-prepare grains like rice, pasta, and oatmeal. They're filling, versatile, and last a long time. It's also smart to have high-energy foods like peanut butter, nuts, and dried fruit, which can help keep your energy up when it's cold. For water, the general rule is to store at least 1 gallon per person per day for drinking and basic hygiene. In a long-term blackout, your water supply can be disrupted, or pipes might freeze, so it's critical to plan ahead. If you store water in a cold area like a garage or shed, be mindful that it could freeze. Keep water in insulated containers or indoors, where it's warmer. One critical thing to remember in winter: rotate your stockpile regularly. Canned goods and bottled water have expiration dates, and you don't want to realize your food is spoiled when you need it most. Make a habit of checking your supplies every few months and replacing items that are nearing their expiration. By preparing your stockpile before winter hits, you're ensuring your family's safety and comfort, no matter how long a storm or blackout lasts. Preventing water from freezing. In freezing temperatures, one of the biggest concerns is keeping your water supply from freezing. Whether it's your home's pipes or your emergency water stock, the last thing you want is to be stuck without access to water when you need it the most. Without water, basic tasks like cooking, cleaning, and staying hydrated become nearly impossible. And trust me, you don't want to be dealing with burst pipes in the dead of winter. First, let's talk about your home's plumbing. If you know cold weather is coming, start by insulating your pipes, especially those in areas like the garage, attic, or basement. Pipe insulation foam is affordable and easy to install. You can wrap this around your pipes, adding a layer of protection that will help prevent freezing. For extra cold areas, you can use heat tape. This plugs into a regular outlet and warms your pipes to prevent freezing, which can be a lifesaver during harsh winters. Another simple trick is to leave your faucets dripping slightly. Running water doesn't freeze as easily as still water, so a slow, steady drip can help prevent your pipes from freezing overnight when the temperatures dip. Now, if we're talking about your emergency water stockpile, you need to plan ahead. Store your water in smaller containers and keep them indoors, where it's warmer. If you're storing water outside, it's important to insulate the containers or keep them in an insulated area, like a garage or shed, that's protected from the extreme cold. Wrapping your containers in blankets or storing them in coolers can help prevent freezing too. For extra protection, you can keep some water in thermal containers. These are designed to keep water at a stable temperature and can be really helpful in cold climates. Finally, if you're caught unprepared and your water freezes, never try to thaw pipes with direct heat like a blowtorch. Instead, use gentle heat, like a space heater or a hairdryer, to warm them up gradually and prevent further damage. Don't wait for a freeze to happen. A little preparation now will save you from major headaches and serious damage when the temperature drops. Emergency heating solutions. When the power goes out in the dead of winter, The cold becomes your biggest enemy. If you're not prepared, your house can start feeling like an icebox in just a few hours. That's why having emergency heating solutions in place isn't just helpful, it's critical for your survival and comfort. First, you need a reliable heat source that doesn't rely on electricity. Kerosene heaters and propane heaters are excellent choices, but safety is key. These heaters can be lifesavers, but they also come with serious risks if not used correctly. Always make sure the area is well ventilated to avoid carbon monoxide poisoning, and keep a working carbon monoxide detector nearby. This isn't optional, it's a must. Without proper ventilation, the same device keeping you warm could end up being a silent killer. If you're fortunate enough to have a fireplace or wood-burning stove, make sure it's ready before winter hits. A stockpile of dry firewood and a clean chimney will go a long way if the power stays off for an extended period. Remember, it's easier and safer to heat a smaller space. Pick one room in your house, seal off doors and windows with heavy blankets or plastic sheeting, and focus your heating efforts there. Here's a quick tip. Investing in heated blankets or thermal wear can give you an extra layer of warmth, even if you only have limited heating options. These can be powered by a small generator or a power bank, making them incredibly useful during blackouts. In short, plan your emergency heating carefully, know how to use your devices safely, and always have backup plans. When the cold hits, you'll be glad you prepared. Carbon monoxide detectors. In any winter emergency, especially when using alternative heating sources like kerosene heaters, propane heaters, or generators, the silent killer you need to watch out for is carbon monoxide. This gas is odorless and invisible, meaning it can build up in your home without you even knowing. That's why having working carbon monoxide detectors is absolutely essential. It's not just a precaution, it's a lifesaver. Imagine using a heater to stay warm, thinking you're safe, but you and your family slowly start feeling dizzy, confused, or worse. Never wake up because of carbon monoxide poisoning. It happens more often than you think, especially during blackouts when people are desperate to stay warm and forget the dangers of running these devices in poorly ventilated spaces. Install battery-powered carbon monoxide detectors on every level of your home, especially near sleeping areas. Make sure you test them regularly. Don't assume they're working just because they're there. Many people overlook this, thinking they'll never need it, but this tiny device could be the difference between life and death during a blackout. Also, if you're using a generator or any fuel-burning appliance, never run it inside your home, basement, or garage. Always keep it outside, far from any windows or vents. It's a small adjustment that can save lives. In short, don't take the risk. Make sure your carbon monoxide detectors are fully functional and ready to go before winter sets in. It's an easy step, but it could be the most important one you take. Insulation and weatherproofing. When winter hits and the temperature outside drops below freezing, keeping the warmth inside your home becomes crucial. Without proper insulation and weatherproofing, all the heat from your backup sources will escape quickly, leaving you and your family at risk of freezing conditions inside the house. Think about it. If you're relying on limited heat sources like a propane heater or a wood stove, the last thing you want is for that precious warmth to seep out through drafty windows and doors. Start with insulating your windows and doors. Draft stoppers are a simple and effective way to block cold air from sneaking in under doors. For windows, use heavy-duty plastic sheeting or insulation film that you can tape over the glass to trap heat. Heavy curtains or thermal drapes are also a great way to keep the cold out. They not only add a layer of protection, but can also help retain the warmth generated from your heating source. Next, focus on sealing up any cracks or gaps in your home's structure. Check around doors, windows, and any areas where pipes or wires enter your home. Use caulk or weather stripping to seal these gaps, as even small cracks can let in freezing air. If you live in an older house, consider adding extra insulation to your walls and attic, which will help maintain a steady temperature inside. And don't forget your floors. Cold air often rises from the ground, especially if your house has poor insulation or is built over a crawl space. Laying down thick rugs or carpeting can help trap warmth and create a more comfortable environment for your family. This simple step can make a noticeable difference when the temperature drops. Lastly, take care of your plumbing. Insulate exposed pipes in unheated areas like basements or attics to prevent them from freezing and bursting. Wrapping pipes with pipe insulation foam or heat tape can save you from the costly damage and the inconvenience of being without water during a winter blackout. With these steps in place, you can make sure your home holds on to every bit of warmth, ensuring that you and your family stay safe and comfortable, even when the worst winter storms hit. Health precautions. Preventing hypothermia. When the temperature drops and the heat goes out, hypothermia becomes a real and dangerous threat. It doesn't take long for your body's core temperature to drop to dangerous levels, especially if you're not prepared. The scary part? Hypothermia can sneak up on you, even indoors, and by the time you realize something's wrong, it could be too late. So, how do you prevent this? First, make sure you have thermal blankets and warm layers of clothing like wool socks, thermal underwear, and heavy jackets. Wool and fleece are your best friends because they retain heat even when wet. Avoid cotton. It loses its insulating properties once damp. Now, let's talk about how to manage your home during a prolonged power outage. Keep all family members in one room, preferably a smaller one, to conserve heat. Seal off unused rooms with blankets or plastic sheeting to prevent heat from escaping. Sleeping in shifts can also help. That way, someone is always awake to ensure everyone stays warm. Drink warm liquids like soup or tea if you can heat them. This helps maintain your core temperature from the inside. But avoid alcohol. It might make you feel warmer, but it actually lowers your body temperature and can accelerate hypothermia. Keep moving, even if it's just light exercises, to maintain circulation. But be cautious. Overexertion can lead to sweating, which will make you colder in the long run. Warning: don't rely on space heaters or gas stoves indoors without proper ventilation. They could cause carbon monoxide poisoning. Your priority should be safe, reliable heat, and staying dry. Keep your family safe by planning ahead and acting quickly when the cold sets in. Backup power solutions. When the power goes out, everything grinds to a halt. Your heating system, refrigerator, lights, even your ability to charge a phone. And let's be real, in the dead of winter, this can quickly turn into a dangerous situation, especially if the outage lasts for more than a few hours. That's why having a backup power solution isn't just a luxury, it's a necessity. There are several options to keep your essential devices running. For starters, a gasoline-powered generator can be a reliable choice for short-term power needs. However, keep in mind that they're noisy, require regular maintenance, and, most importantly, should never be used indoors or in enclosed spaces due to the risk of carbon monoxide poisoning. A smarter, safer, and often more practical alternative, especially for long-term outages, is a solar-powered generator. These setups come with solar panels and battery storage that allow you to generate and store power, even during the winter when the sun is limited. They don't rely on fuel, meaning you won't be scrambling for gas during an emergency, and they're silent, so you won't alert the whole neighborhood to the fact that you've got power. For smaller scale needs, portable power stations or battery banks are great for keeping essentials like phones, laptops, and small appliances running. Some models can even power small heaters, depending on their wattage. Pair these with solar charging panels, and you've got a renewable energy solution that won't run out in a long-term blackout. But here's the critical part. Don't wait until the lights go out to figure out how to use these devices. Familiarize yourself with how they operate, keep them charged, and always have extra fuel or solar panels ready. A generator is useless if you're out of gas, and a battery bank won't help if you've forgotten to charge it. Be careful with your energy usage during an outage. Prioritize what's essential: your heating, communication devices, and maybe a few lights. This way, you can stretch your power longer and stay connected when it matters most. Winter-ready vehicle kit. Let's face it, winter can be brutal, especially if you find yourself stranded on the side of the road. Whether it's a sudden snowstorm or icy roads, You need to be ready for anything when you get behind the wheel during the colder months. That's why having a winter-ready vehicle kit is not just smart, it could literally save your life. First things first, always keep a blanket or even a thermal emergency blanket in your car. If your car stalls, or you're stuck waiting for help in freezing temperatures, staying warm will be your top priority. Pack extra warm clothes, hats, gloves, and socks, because losing body heat fast can quickly lead to hypothermia. Next, a shovel is a must for digging your car out if you get snowed in. A compact, foldable one fits easily in the trunk and can be a lifesaver when snow piles up. Along with that, keep sand, kitty litter, or traction mats in your kit. If your tires lose grip on icy roads, these can give you the traction you need to get moving again. Now, don't forget jumper cables. Cold weather drains car batteries faster than you think. A set of heavy-duty jumper cables can get you or a fellow stranded driver back on the road quickly. Better yet, a portable jump starter is an even smarter investment. This way, you don't have to rely on anyone else being around to help you. Also, make sure you have extra food and water in the car. Non-perishable snacks like granola bars, nuts, or energy bars are perfect for giving you the energy you need if you're stuck for an extended period. And remember, keep a few bottles of water in the car, but make sure they're not stored in places where they could freeze solid. A flashlight with extra batteries is essential for seeing in the dark and signaling for help. Also, a high-visibility vest or flares can make sure other drivers see you if you're stuck on the roadside, which is critical for your safety in low-visibility conditions like snowstorms or heavy fog. Lastly, don't forget about tire chains or snow socks, especially if you live in an area prone to heavy snowfall. They can provide extra grip when the roads are too slick for normal tires to handle. Don't leave home without making sure your gas tank is at least half full during the winter months. Running out of gas while stuck in the cold could turn a bad situation into a dangerous one. And regularly check your tire pressure. Cold air reduces tire pressure, and driving on underinflated tires is a major safety hazard. By preparing a winter-ready vehicle kit, you're not just getting ready for bad weather. You're making sure you and your loved ones can stay safe, no matter what the road throws your way. Medical supplies and prescriptions. In a winter emergency, medical help might be delayed or completely unavailable. You need to be ready to handle common health issues on your own. That's why having a well-stocked first aid kit is absolutely critical. But don't stop there. Think beyond just bandages and antiseptics. Prepare for real-life scenarios. Start by making sure you have a supply of any prescription medications you or your family rely on. Think about it. If the roads are blocked for days and you run out of something essential like heart medication, insulin, or asthma inhalers, you could be in serious trouble. Plan ahead by keeping at least a 30-day supply of all necessary prescriptions and rotate them to ensure they stay fresh. Beyond prescriptions, stock up on over-the-counter medications like painkillers, fever reducers, cold and flu meds, and antidiarrheal tablets. In stressful, cold conditions, your immune system can weaken, making it more likely you or your family could catch a bug. And don't forget items like cough drops, throat lozenges, or even electrolyte tablets to keep everyone hydrated and comfortable if illness strikes. Consider this. What if you're snowed in and someone in your household gets a deep cut or sprains an ankle? Have the tools to manage these emergencies. Include sterile gauze, adhesive tape, tweezers, alcohol wipes, and a thermometer in your kit. If you or someone in your family has specific medical needs, like diabetes, think about extra supplies like blood sugar test strips or a backup glucometer. Also, don't forget about basic hygiene products like soap, hand sanitizer, and disposable gloves. Keeping your hands and environment clean during an emergency is crucial to avoid infections. Lastly, consider the emotional impact of emergencies. Stress can lead to anxiety, headaches, or sleep troubles. Adding some natural remedies or over-the-counter sleep aids can help you rest, which is essential for your body to handle the cold and stress better. Don't neglect to check the expiration dates on your medical supplies and prescriptions. The last thing you want is to realize too late that your medications or first aid tools aren't usable when you need them the most. Communication devices. When winter storms or blackouts hit, one of the first things to go down is communication. Your cell phone might be fully charged, but if cell towers are overloaded or damaged, you'll be cut off from important updates, help, or even loved ones. This is why reliable communication devices are a must-have in your emergency kit. Start with a battery-powered or hand-crank radio. These devices will allow you to tune in to emergency broadcasts, weather updates, or local news even when all other forms of communication are down. With a hand-crank model, you don't have to worry about running out of batteries, making it a dependable tool during long outages. But that's not all. You should also consider two-way radios. These are critical for staying in touch with family members or neighbors if you're in different parts of your house or neighborhood. Get radios with a good range, at least several miles, so you can communicate even if you have to leave your home for supplies or help. Make sure everyone in your household knows how to use them. If you live in a remote area, you might want to go a step further with a satellite phone. While they're more expensive, satellite phones are one of the few ways to stay connected when regular phone lines and cell networks fail completely. In a long-term crisis, this could be your only lifeline to the outside world. Don't rely on just one device. Have a combination of a radio, two-way radios, and, if possible, a satellite phone. And don't forget to stock up on extra batteries or solar-powered chargers to keep these devices running when power is out. By having the right communication tools on hand, you'll be able to stay informed, reach out for help, and keep your family safe in the event of a winter blackout or emergency. The question is, can you afford to be disconnected when it matters most? Now, think about it. How would you keep your family safe if you woke up tomorrow and the heat and power were gone? Are you prepared for a long winter blackout? If not, now is the time to take action. Stick with me, because the next tip could be even more important than the last. These are the 10 critical items you need to survive a winter emergency. From backup heat sources and insulated pipes to essential food and water supplies, preparing now can make all the difference when a winter storm hits. Don't wait until the snow starts falling or the power goes out. Start preparing today to ensure your home and family are safe and ready for whatever winter throws your way. Winter blackouts can happen without warning, and the unprepared will suffer the most. Remember, it's not about just getting through, it's about thriving in the face of adversity. So, take these steps now, and you'll be ready before it's too late.